So you're looking to get more phone calls from Google Ads, but don't know where to start. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to start getting more phone calls from Google Ads so you can start getting more leads and start making more sales. Now, first off, I do want to make the case for phone call leads. And a lot of people, they go with essentially a spray and pray method. They don't care where their lead comes from. They don't care if it's directions. They don't care if it's an email lead. They don't care if it's a phone call lead. I do care if it's a phone call lead, because if you look at all of the data, it really shows that phone call leads are the most valuable type of lead. They close at a much higher rate than every other lead out there, other than maybe referral leads. But most people don't have access to, copious amounts of referral leads. Their sales process is a lot shorter. You don't have to email back and forth. It's not a chatbot lead where you have to talk to the person online. These sales processes are a lot shorter. They generally make a lot more money than email leads. They generally close a lot faster because the person on the other side of the line actually wants to hear about your services now. They don't care about checking their email, maybe a few days from now. They want to hear about your services now. And chances are phone call leads are just going to be your best type of lead. And that really goes for any type of service-based business. This is, in our opinion, the best type of lead that you can acquire through Google Ads, and one we really focus on here at Tradesman Digital Marketing just because it's so valuable for all of our customers. Now, there are several different ways to actually increase the amount of calls you're getting from Google Ads. In this video, I'm going to go over 2 different campaign styles and give you some advice for a call-only campaign and give you some advice for a normal search campaign. So either way, if you're running a normal search or a call-only campaign, this video is for you and you're going to gain some valuable insights. If you're not running one of those campaigns, well, you might consider running one of those campaigns just because they are so valuable when it comes to bringing in phone calls. If you don't really care what type of lead you're getting, then maybe this video isn't for you. But nonetheless, let's continue. Now, the most basic and easiest way to start getting more phone calls through Google Ads is running what's called a call-only campaign or call ads. And essentially what these ads are is a basic ad that allows the person to directly call you. They don't go to your website. They don't look around for directions. The ad only does one thing, which allows the user to call you. This is what they look like. They're a very basic ad, but they do the job of getting the person to call you immediately. There's no back and forth on what going through your website. They're not going to go on different pages. They call you directly after they search the keyword you want to appear for. So if you want to appear for HVAC services, you can have a call-only ad, say HVAC services, call now for a free quote, get a free assessment, something like that intrigues the person and lets them know what they're going to get when they actually click on this ad to call you. One reason I really like call ads for most people new to Google Ads is that they're really, really simple to set up compared to all the other campaigns. With a Performance Max campaign, with a normal search campaign, you need a lot of tracking and it needs to be set up properly. And if it's not set up properly, you're not going to have fun in Google Ads because you're going to see terrible results just because Google's not going to be able to optimize for anything because it's not getting proper conversion tracking, which is super important to allow for Google's AI to optimize. With call ads, Google does all the tracking. You have really one conversion tracking action. That's it. It's already set up inside Google, so you don't have to worry about all this stuff, installing third-party conversion tracking, setting up all these other conversion actions. It's very, very simple, and that's why I really like it. And when you're new to Google Ads, you don't want to spend, 8 hours learning about conversion tracking, where to set up global site tags and snippets and all that stuff. As fun as that is, most people just don't want to do that. That's why I like this simple campaign. Again, super simple to set up, super easy. And really, I think most service-based businesses should start implementing some sort of call ad into their business. Most businesses will not run call ads. For the life of me, I really don't know why. I would assume because it's not really automated inside Google Ads, and Google Ads has just never really looked at call ads. They kind of just left it unattended for a really long time. They're still there. They still work very, very well. Just people don't use them. So it is a potential great asset for your business, especially if you can get really cheap cost per clicks. You can bring in a lot of calls rather quickly for your business. Now, if you are interested in setting up call-only ads, we have a complete tutorial. I will link it up above. It walked you through literally from start to finish how to set up a successful call-only ads campaign. If you want even more information than that, we also offer a course for call-only ads. It's called the Ultimate Call-Only Ads course. If you want to know how to set it up from scratch, optimization, the extension, everything behind it, that course really walks you through in detail how to set up all of that. But if you're just new to this, that tutorial on YouTube that we have here is perfect for you. It will walk you through everything you need to know to get some calls rolling into your business. Now, a few settings that I would like to mention, and this is in almost any campaign, really. It's search campaigns, call out campaigns. You can really adjust all this stuff, and you should if you are inside a Google Ads campaign to really figure out where your winners and losers are. If you're not doing this on a regular basis, Google Ads is just going to run with your campaign, and maybe it gets good results and maybe it doesn't. More likely it doesn't if you leave things unattended. So one of the settings I would really like you to look at is the actual call extensions on search campaigns. And I'm going to go over a few other ones that can be applicable to, call only ad campaigns and other ones. But call extensions, if you're running a normal search campaign, are very often overlooked. And I think it's because when you go into the settings, it'll say advanced bid adjustment. And when you click on it, it'll say calls. And most people don't know what that means. It's the actual bid adjustment for your call extension. And more often than not, I'll go into a campaign, they'll have cost per conversions of $80 to $100 if we're doing an audit for this account. And then I'll look at the actual call extension. They're getting calls for $25. What this means is you can ramp up your call extension. You can place a bid adjustment on this to bring in more calls. And this is a great way of actually getting people to click on your ads. And instead of actually going to your website, they just click on the call extension, they immediately call you, and it brings in a lot more calls than you would imagine. It's often overlooked. I think it's just because it's a little niche setting that people don't really look at. They don't really know what it means. And I get it. Google doesn't do the best job at explaining what it means. But this is a setting you should definitely look into when trying to get more calls. It will allow your call extension to appear more often, which is great if you're going for calls. The second setting we should consider when going after calls is device settings. And I know device settings is pretty simple. You can adjust desktops, you can adjust tablets, and you can adjust mobile phones. What a lot of people don't realize is the actual types of leads coming from these different devices generally vary quite a bit. And this is because people on phones are more likely to call you than people on desktops and tablets. Now, this isn't always the case, but more often than not, it is. So I would really look into the actual devices and see what types of leads they're producing. If you see that your mobile devices are producing a lot more phone call leads and you really value phone call leads like we do, you can actually increase the bid adjustment and say to Google that, hey, we want to show our ads more often on phone call leads. We're willing to pay a bit more for it. And you can add a negative bid adjustment to desktops and tablets so you don't show your ads as often on there because you're not a big fan of maybe getting email leads as much as you are of getting phone call leads. So that's another massive setting that is often overlooked. And again, you have to break this down into the actual types of conversions you're getting. So please check into that. But really, this is an amazing way to double down on getting more phone calls for your business. And it's just really often overlooked. It's super simple. And all you have to do is adjust, 3 settings. And you can really just target mobile phones and really reduce any other types of leads coming your way. So this is a great way to get more phone calls for your business and get more sales. Now, the final campaign setup I wanted to talk to you about is a mobile search campaign. And this is similar to a call only campaign. However, instead of people just clicking on the link and calling you right away, it actually directs you to a landing page or website where they only have one option, and that option is to actually call you. And this is what I'd like to consider a mobile search campaign. There's a whole bunch of names for it, but really what we're going to do is we're going to go into our settings for our search campaign. We're going to turn off all of the actual traffic coming from desktop and tablets, and we're only going to take in traffic from mobile devices. This allows us to only target mobile phones, and people on mobile phones are going to be much more likely to call us than on desktop or on tablet. It also makes it a lot easier. So instead of the person having to pull out their phone on a desktop or tablet, they're already on their phone. They can just click the button and it will allow them to call you immediately. Now, some people will argue that, well, you could also include an email form on this. Absolutely, you could include an email form on this. But most people we deal with, they don't like emails. It takes too much time back and forth. I like to just cut out email forms altogether and just place a phone number throughout the actual landing page or website. That's their only call to action. It's going to increase conversion rates to that actual call to action because there are no other ones. So they have to call you, and you're going to see a lot more calls out of it. I really like this type of campaign. It's very often underutilized. If you are really gunning for as many calls as possible, this is another great campaign to implement so you can get more phone call leads for your account. It's a really, really great campaign if you were just going for calls. Now, the final thing that will allow us to get more calls inside of our account, something super basic, and this is actually optimizing your account, going through, looking at your ads, looking at your extensions, looking at all of the different ad groups, figuring out which ones are winners, which ones are losers, and doubling down on the winners and getting rid of the losers. This is super important to get as many calls as possible, and it's the exact same thing when it comes to just overall leads. But if you don't choose to do this, your cost per lead will not go down. Now, we've created an optimization checklist that walks you through week by week, month by month, and every 3 months, and it also allows you to put down your results so you can see improvements inside your account. This is completely free, it's linked down below, and I think it's a great checklist to go over your account on a regular basis to make sure you are improving, make sure you don't forget anything inside your account. Even pilots use checklists. I'm prone to forgetting things, so I use this checklist as well when going through accounts just to make sure I didn't forget anything. And I'd rather be safe than sorry, so this is why we use the checklist. If you don't choose to use this checklist, that's completely fine, but I would have something in place just to make sure you're not forgetting anything. Some things could be as simple as forgetting to change the advanced bit adjustments for your call extensions, for example. That's something you need to look into, and that's, again, something that a checklist helps out with. So if you are interested in getting that checklist, the link is down below, but please use something to remind yourself to regularly go into your account and optimize it. It will make your life so much better. Now, I do have one massive favor to ask you, and that is to leave a like. You guys have been leaving so many likes on these videos as of late. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. It allows our channel to grow and just see, exponential results thanks to you. So if you do choose to leave a like on this video, I put so much time and effort into it. It's unreal, but I really do like doing these more entertaining videos. At least I find them more entertaining. I really do appreciate you leaving a like. So thank you in advance if you do choose to like the video. I really do appreciate it. Now, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave a comment down below. I will do my best to get back to you. I get back to almost every single comment, so, you shouldn't be waiting too long. But other than that, you guys have a wonderful day and take care. I wish you all well.